What's going on? This is My Life in the Shop. I'm your host, Don Washington. Now, I want to bring y'all a story out of Atlanta. Now, this story is one that, and every man, especially in the black community, we going through a lot, man. And this is a big issue about mothers not letting the fathers see their children. Now, I don't know the exact, we only heard her side of the story. I'm going to bring y'all her side of the story. I got my man Emmanuel Weekly with me, man. He's going to join me to talk about this particular issue. As men, we all been through this. We all got family going through this. And to me, man, the worst type of person in the world is a mother that keeps the father away from that child, man. In the black community, let me tell y'all something. 80% of the prisoners come from single mothers. It's very important that our children know and grow up with their fathers. What you want to add to this, Emmanuel?
Oh man, I agree with that. Me being a father myself, who got to do co-parenting time with his actual son, I believe that spending time with your child is very important. Not being able to see my child will hurt me very much, and any woman that would keep me from my child, or my child's mother would keep me from my child, it would bother me. You know, I understand where he's coming from. I understand the issue. But we're going to learn a lot about this video as we talk about this later.
Absolutely. So I'm going to bring y'all her story. I got her side of the story. But I'm not buying none of it. For one, for a father to get granted full custody takes a lot. She's claiming that she missed one court appearance. That's why he got granted full custody. I ain't buying that for a minute. You got to have so tremendous proof for a judge to actually grant a father. It's very hard. I mean, I'm talking years of custody battles and court appearances, thousands of dollars, man, of court to go through it. I'm going to bring y'all the video right now. For those of you who haven't seen this, take a look. Hold on, let me get the video.
Right there. I'm here. I need to put on some clothes.
I know I need you to hurry up and put on some clothes so we can talk about this.
I don't know what this is about.
Okay, once you open the door, Miss Will, we will.
See that part right there, let me know she already know what it's about.
Okay. Let me get clothes on. Girls, give me some clothes. They say they have a warrant.
See her setting up the camera, let me know she's guilty.
Give me some clothes,
She knew
girls.
exactly what was going on.
They say they have a warrant. I need to put some clothes on.
And so for a mother to take a child out of that state, and something else that she was claiming is that he was this, he was that. But he was this and that before you laid with him. So if you lay with a scumbag, then you deal with it. You can't take a child just because you feel like you don't like him anymore. So you take his children away and say he can't see his child. That would destroy me. I'm a father of a 3-year-old daughter now. Of course, I live with my little girl. But just like that Tyrese situation, people was trying to say that was funny. And the mother was just trying to take a great father out of his life for nothing. And women thought that was funny.
I agree with you with that. In this situation right here, the father, he was trying to get custody. I don't know whether he was paying child support or not, but she kept him away from the kids. And he kept taking her to court to try to see his kids. And after I seen the video and read more and more about it, actuality, the mom left the kids in Alabama, relocated in Atlanta, abandoned her kids. She didn't have no job, no home, no anything. So at that point in time, she's homeless.
Right. So
Have anybody that could come get the?
Yes, my cousin's downstairs.
She's coming up to get him.
Yes.
You need to turn the video a little bit. You missed the part when she said, I kidnapped the kid like that.
okay, here you go, right here. So she's going to the door right now to open it up for him.
Come on in.
All right, man. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm being arrested. I don't even know why.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me why.
Why?
My daughters. We just came back into town for Christmas yesterday.
Anybody else in the house? Who else? Can somebody come get them?
What is this about?
Tell her what it's about first.
Well, this.
Please tell me.
Well, how many kids in the house?
This is my twin daughters. What is this about?
We have a warrant out of Alabama for interfere with custody exchange. I guess.
That's a fake custody agreement. That's fake.
But we have a warrant out of Alabama for you. So do you have anybody that can come get the children?
Yes, my cousin's downstairs.
She's coming up to get them?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, do y'all have...
We never said you kidnapped your daughters.
Nobody said...
See, now that anybody say that, she said that. She said kidnapping the dog.
That's what you're saying.
You're right. I agree with that. But she did kidnap him because he had full custody.
He had full custody and she left.
The reason why he was granted full custody is because she didn't come to court. Now, I know by me being married and going through a divorce myself that the judge notify you when it's time for your court date. Somebody signed the court notification for her to appear to court. She didn't appear in court. Why? Because she was in Atlanta trying to get a job, trying to find a place to live, and she left her kids in Alabama with family and friends. At that point in time, the father has rights.
Right.
Before she leave her kids with her family and friends. He summoned her back to court. She ignored the court date. He was granted custody. At that point in time, before she got the place she has here, she was homeless, no job, and etc. That's on her.
That's on her.
Girls, come get my phone and Facebook Live this.
No, ma'am. Leave that phone right there like it is.
No, go Facebook Live from your phone. I have a right to record.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
Okay, watch.
Record, girls. Record.
Hey, slow.
Why are you doing this? Please
Slow.
why are you getting through?
I believe the mother made this worse than it.
Hey, can we get
Say what?
I believe the mother made this part right here worse than it needs to be. She already violated the order. She already knows she kidnapped her kid. She already knew he was granted full custody. She didn't take it serious. If this guy was whatever she claimed him to be, she should have already took him to court to get full custody. But now he has full custody, meaning that...
Right. Now she's trying to claim since he's from another country that he wants to take the kids to be sex slaves. Now, that's something, false allegations, that's more serious, man. That's bogus as hell. And I know a lot of brothers going to court and women trying to put bogus and false accusations on men, stuff like that. So she's trying to say, how in the world is she going to know that and say that he's going to take them to be sex slaves? That's bogus.
I agree with you because she been knowing this man, the kids like they're 11 and 12 years old.
Right.
And they say that he ain't never been involved in the kid's life, but seems to me they've been going to court for the last 10 to 12 years. And like I said, she dropped the ball at the end. She should have tried to get custody. If he was doing all these things, she should have got custody. But at the end of the day, that man, when she went to Atlanta and abandoned her kids, she should not have left them with family and friends. At that point in time, if she couldn't take care of her kids, she has to give them to the father because he's an active father, even though she claimed he's not. Obviously he is because he filed court orders. Right. Somebody in her family or herself was notified because you will not be able to go to court to set a court date if no notification was signed. Somebody sent out notifications by the court, it was signed. Court date was set. She didn't show up. I guess she didn't believe you can get custody. He was granted full custody.
Right. And so, man, and that's something that's, you know what I'm saying, you know, especially in the black community, man, as much as fathers are needed, you know, especially young girls, young men, man, and that we got so many people that abuse the court systems and just because they could, taking the children away from the fathers just because, man. Look here, you laid down with that man, you're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, it ain't fair to let him, just to take him and say he can't see his own children when he want to. That's why I even hate the system, man. It wasn't like that. It ain't like that in no other country. You lay down, you have to share the custody if y'all don't make it.
To my lawyer, hurry up. Give it to him. Al, stop crying. Come get my phone.
Hey, where's your?
Al, come get my phone.
Where's your cousin?
And answer for my mom.
Where's your cousin?
No, it's already recorded. It's fine. Just keep recording. Keep recording. Why are you doing this? Why?
Man, we have his lady.
I'm good. Why are you doing this? Girls. This is so wrong.
We about to go.
Hey, hold on. Ask her.
Where you guys taking her? What are you doing? This is Alabama. She's not in Alabama.
She's sworn here to the sheriff office to us for interfere with custody for both of the girls.
She has custody of the girls.
It's in the warrants.
See, they just explained it to her right there. She didn't have custody of the kids.
Right.
And Auntie sounded like she didn't know nothing about it because she got custody. She like, no, we got documentation right here stating that she don't have full custody of the kids.
Wow.
At that point in time, the police officer let the mother know, hey, she don't got full custody. The auntie knows now. Hey, she kidnapped the kids.
Right.
Yes, I'm willing to take the girls.
Okay. We got 2 forms that we gonna have to need.
Call Ken, my lawyer. Okay.
She still got.
I want you to post. Okay. I want you to girl, get some shoes. Can you get some shoes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no. Can't somebody else go get them?
Okay.
She can put these on
Alexis.
right here. She can put these on right here.
Okay, these are house shoes. You want these, Shannon? You want mine? No, girls, can you
Hey,
go
we'll
get
get
me my
some
boots?
shoes. We'll get some shoes. Let's go.
So I'm gonna bring the story. They're saying they placed the girl in temporary custody of the state of a foster home, a temporary foster home.
In my jacket.
Y'all calm down. It's all right. Y'all relax.
Yeah, I heard about that. They did. But when the father come and pick them up,
Right.
that's
Right.
come get the kids. So the state got to take custody. They're not gonna just take the kids back until somebody adult that has custody of them come get them. So the father,
Right.
which stays in Alabama, is gonna come get the kids where he can have full custody. You know, it's a bad situation, but like I said, it's a lot of black men out here who do take care of their kids, that do want to be involved, and there's mothers out here that's bitter because things are not going their way. And this way, she seems to be the bitter one, or she seems like the one who's trying to control the situation where she don't want him to see his kids.
Right.
But
Right.
the problem was, I don't know whether it's true or what she's saying about him, but what I do know is she should not have left the state.
Absolutely.
But the biggest mistake that she did make, she tried to relocate, find a job, and she left her kids with family and friends when the father has rights before the family and friends.
Absolutely.
He filed a court document, she didn't show up. I'm sorry about this sad situation. It's real sad, but she lost custody of her kids. She got to honor the court order. But like I said, it's a lot of black men out here who are trying. You have a 3-year-old daughter. You there. You taking care of your family.
Absolutely.
I'm here for my son. I'm his basketball coach. You know, I pay support. I'm there for him every day. I got joint custody. So I'm glad I don't have to go through that.
Right,
But
right.
it out here who do go against their their father and have issues with them being able to have custody of their child. In this situation, she messed with this guy happened to be Russian,
Right. Right.
and the court system went along with the father, even though she is a single mother who raised her kids all her life. Obviously, he had to be around. Like, I agree with you. He could not have not been around the whole time, and none of the stuff could be true, because how did he get full custody?
How did he get full custody? And nowadays, man, that's hard to do. You know,
Yeah.
full custody for a judge to see it, man. Because so many times I done been going to court, man, with brothers, man, and the judge is just slamming brothers. And somebody brought this to my attention. A lot of people say it's a lot of deadbeat dads out there. And one brother was like, no, it's a lot of brothers that want to be in their children's lives. It's a lot of women that's playing, not saying all women, but it's a lot of games being played with that court system. and taking them children away from the fathers. And a lot of fathers is like, all right, forget it, man, because they may not have the money. It costs thousands. You got to get the kid a lawyer, you a lawyer, and the lawyers, man, some of them charge $500 a pop just to go to court, and you may be going to court for 8-10 years. I know people going to court for 8 years every month. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think the system is messed up. I mean, the problem is you got a system for child support and you got a system for custody. You got a mom might be getting the father for $400, $300, $500, $600 a month, and still not letting them see their child.
Right.
You know, I think that's a hang up in the system. But mothers today, I feel like they shouldn't do that. You know, let the father be involved. It is a lot of brothers like myself and like you and other fathers. And like I told you, I coach my son. He only 7 years old in the basketball league. A lot of fathers involved, and the mothers and the father are not together. But hey, we're in the time where mothers feel like I'm the mother, I control everything. You don't do what I say, you can't see your child.
Right.
And that's not.
And that's not fair. And that's the worst thing you can do. And that'll destroy a man. And I tell people, man, I've done a lot of stories on murder suicides on men that just snapped, man, because your child is your everything. And that's why when people thought it was funny with Tyrese, I'm like, that's a serious situation. Ain't nothing funny about this situation, because she was his ex-wife was bogus. She just thought she would just keep the child away from him just because. And Jennifer Hudson even admitted she made up a story just so dude can't see his child, just because. And he's a great father.
Wow. Yeah. The women are like that because they bitter, because the way they did them, you did them wrong. Right. You know, like I said, I'm fortunate in my situation where me and my son's mother are able to co-parent. Right. Like I said, I've done some things where she could have held it against me. She didn't. And I appreciate that. But I'm just one of the less fortunate ones. But the more people out there, a lot of women out there are bitter. A lot of people out there are upset. And you don't get the chance to see your kid. You know, and like I said, whether it's a girl or a boy, period, everybody needs both parents. You can't do it. You know, we shouldn't let our differences be the issue. And what's going on between this lady and her kid's father is they differences and bitterness. But this bitterness went back to hurt her. You know, in most situations, fathers come in on the sword and the stick. This father happened to win.
Right.
And a lot of women are mad. You know, it's posted on all social media everywhere. A lot of women are upset because this guy won full custody. Blame the Alabama system, the police officers, blame the father, saying he wasn't paying support. It's two different systems. It's the child support system and it's the custody system. Mm-hmm. And don't nobody know what was going on. All they know is her side of the story. And I feel bad that this happened. I feel bad for the kids. Especially but them got full custody now.
Yeah, right. And so that's what it's about. It's about the kids. Now, this particular story, my thing was just in the black community, how much this goes on. Everybody I know is going through something like this, man. And I hope I don't never go through it. Hopefully I won't have to go through it. And, you know, man, I'm going to always be there for my little girl no matter what. And, so and it's good fathers, it's good men out there, man. And just that court system being used for games a lot. I don't know exactly. We heard her side of the story. We haven't heard his side of the story. So, but if he was granted custody, you know.
I agree.
He
did too long. He was able to get full custody.
He was able to get full custody. Man, so I'm gonna wrap it up, man. But I'm gonna try to stay on this story, man. I'm gonna try to bring an update on what's going on once his side of the story now. So she has a GoFundMe page out there. She's trying to get money for lawyers. But see, that's what a lot of men go through a lot. They're going through child support and they're going through money, thousands, just to get lawyers, just to go to court, to even be able to see their child. And that's the struggle. That's the hang up, man. That court system, that child support is $1 billion industry, man. And they cleaning up on our dysfunction.
I agree with you because you go for a child support system, you paying $200, $300, $400, $500 more out your pocket. Then you turn around, you got to get a lawyer that might cost tens of thousands of dollars just to see the child, and that's not fair.
Right.
That's not fair.
Just to see your child, and that's why a lot of black men are just like, Ain't nothing I could do. I can't see my child. The mother don't want me to see him, and they just bow down because and truth to be told, if they don't have tens of thousands of dollars, ain't nothing they can do.
There ain't nothing you can do.
Court system won't even talk to you. Like, get out of here. And so, and a lot of men end up screwed. They can't see their own children. Then the children grow up thinking that the fathers are deadbeats, and they end up losing in the end. And then who loses is the children. The children grow up bitter, angry, and they lash out and act out in school. And you know, once you fail in school, you fail on the streets. You know.
I agree with you. I mean, you got mothers out here trying to raise sons or daughters, and they want the stepdaddy to come in and try to tell them something like, "You ain't my daddy," you know.
Absolutely.
And it's nothing like your parents telling you or instructing you what's right and wrong. We both need to co-parent. We need each other, whether we hate each other or dislike each other. We have to co-parent when it comes to taking care of our kids.
Right,
and I'm sorry that in today's society, the way the system is set up for black men to fail.
Black men to fail, absolutely.
A lot of us don't have the money to be able to do both. A lot of us don't have the support of having a baby mother that wants you to be involved. You know, once you make a woman bitter and upset, it's nothing she won't do. So in this situation here, like I said, we don't know both sides of the story, but it seems like if she would have went along with the court system or took him, if he was bad as she say he is, I believe she should have filed for full custody herself. Then she wouldn't have went through this. But right now, she went to jail for kidnapping or taking her kids or, you know, violating a custody order to obtain full custody. And like you said, she had to do something wrong in order for him to get full custody. But I believe she abandoned her kids when she went.
I know women that lose their children for making false allegations. So if her allegations she say are legitimate, then she needs to go to the police and file police papers and have him arrested, then take those to court. And the allegations sound like they're just allegations, you know what I'm saying, with no proof, saying that he wants to have them for sex slaves. Now, if that's not true, she should go to jail just on that allegation alone. I know a lot of women that go to court and make false allegations. I know a woman right now that made false allegations on the father, saying that the father molested the children.
Oh, wow.
So just so she could get granted easy full custody and don't have to deal with him and just get child support. I know a woman that did that just recently.
Oh, wow. That's sad. You know, I agree with you. Sex trafficking is a big thing that's going on nowadays. And for her to say that her actual kid father is like that, it was nothing for her to be able to get him trace background and everything else to get reports so she can obtain full custody. So like you said, it does sound like something she made up just to keep her kids away from the father. Right now, she's looking for help, but it's a little too late.
Too little too late. So, man, she's got to go to court just like men do. So a lot of women are outraged and saying this and that on the internet. So a lot of men go through this, man. This is what men are going through. And I'm talking, man, brothers who don't have jobs, brothers who got minimum wage, paying tens of thousands of dollars. Them lawyers don't care. And the court system is made up to where if you don't got a lawyer, they don't have to listen to you. They don't even have to take your case. Don't get out of here. And if you don't have no money, man, you screwed. So a lot of men are just like, man, I'm going to bow down. Forget it. But, man, bro, I thank you for coming on, man. This is Emmanuel Weekly, man. This is my life in the Shy. Peace, peace.
Peace, man.